I yield now 3.5 minutes to the gentleman from Illinois who is chairman of the Financial Institution Subcommittee and has done a great deal of work to improve our financial situation through this bill.
The gentleman is recognized for 3.5 minutes.
Chairman Frank, I want to commend you first of all for your hard work in getting this legislation through Congress and your dedication to reforming our financial system. The legislation we have before us takes a multi-pronged approach to ending the problem of too big to fail. By giving regulators the tools, only when it is necessary, to decrease the size of financial institutions, limit their risky behaviors, and wind down systemically significant firms if they threaten the health of our financial system. The most direct way to end too big to fail is to stop firms from growing too big in the first place. To limit their size and complexity, this legislation would impose increasingly strict rules on capital levels and leverage ratios, which would limit a firm's risky behavior and diminish its potential threat to the stability of our financial system. By implementing a strong Volcker rule and limiting proprietary trading by insured depository institutions, we minimize a bank's ability to use subsidized funds for risky trading practices. Additionally, the Dodd-Frank bill will create a Financial Stability Oversight Council that will be able to force a company, as a last resort, to divest some of its holdings and shrink its size if the council determines it poses a risk to the stability of our financial system. It has tools. The most important part of this legislation that will help to end too big to fail is the resolution authority we create to safely wind down a failed significant firm and to prevent any further bank bailouts. This legislation ends individual open bank assistance. Let me repeat. This legislation ends individual open bank assistance, meaning that if the resolution authority, the death panel, the burial panel, is applied to a bank, it will not be bailed out, but allowed to safely fail and prevent contagion from spreading to the markets. Let me repeat this. No more bailout. We have a funeral fund. One thing I want to note, though, at every opportunity, Democrats have insisted that banks, the financial institutions, not the taxpayers of America, pay for this resolution authority, and the Republicans have said no every single time. In both the House and the Senate, they refuse to support a pre-funded funeral fund that would be paid for by the riskiest and biggest banks. No, the big bankers don't pay. Main Street has to pay. Opposition from certain Republican senators, and I won't mention their names, forced us to strip the bank assessments from the conference report just last night. Republicans have sided with big Wall Street banks at every opportunity. They even opposed an amendment in the conference to increase the FDIC insurance to help protect people's hard-earned deposits, along with community banks and small businesses. So let's be clear. Combine this refusal to guarantee that the banks pay to clean up any future messes that they make with open opposition to this legislation, and it is obvious where the line has been drawn by Republicans. If it helps Wall Street banks, they favor it. But if it helps Main Street and regular Americans, they won't vote for it, and we don't think they will today. Mr. Chairman, I won't hold my breath for any Republican support of this historic legislation, but I do urge all our members to support this vital bill.
The gentleman